call my baby my sugar.
Face the camera this way because pieces of the stove are all over the kitchen floor. I'm so excited to share that with you. I'm excited. I'm excited, but I did want to show you guys the brick floors and kind of update you. So they're not sealed yet. I didn't know how any of this works. They want to wait until it's like fully cured, dried, no moisture, but it is lightening up a ton. I was really nervous it would be too light or too white, but it's really turning out beautiful. I'll show you this way. So the brick stove coat is curing too. So they will be sealing it. I do have more brick questions to answer today that you guys asked. And also you guys asked what they were going to seal it with, and we don't know yet. And they don't know either. We want to choose the best, so we're going to consult over renovations that we're doing. The main goal is bringing the historic charm back to this 1800s farmhouse. A lot of it was ripped out in the 80s, and you guys know me. I have a thing for all things historic, antique, and I want to celebrate that. So a lot of these I don't know what to call them, renovations, things that we're doing to the house. I don't want to call them renovations either. I don't know. We'll come up with the term. I just want to add that historic charm back into the 1800s farmhouse. So a lot of what we've done thus far have been like quick and easy changes. Right now we're kind of we're adding walls and like changing the layout and doing bigger things than we did before. But one wall that I didn't talk about that we're going to be adding is in the sunroom. So separating the sunroom and the kitchen. I was paging through the book of kitchens from Duval, and when I spotted this, it was so wild because it's like what was in my brain. And it was in Jose's too, which was cool because I was like, this is what I was in. He was like, same. But we are going to, so you know how our island was super, super long because we combined the sunroom and the kitchen into one. After living with it that way, we've ultimately decided to separate the two rooms. So the sunroom acts as its own room and the kitchen acts as its own room. And I think we'll be able to enjoy and function in the sunroom better than now. I feel like we don't really utilize all those windows, and we don't really get to like fully enjoy it. To use the light from all of those windows still in the kitchen, this is kind of what we're thinking, like a half wall, pony wall, and then windows at the top, and then probably like window doors into the kitchen, like separating the sunroom and the kitchen. And we have that butler pantry now attached to the kitchen, so we're not losing any space. In fact, I would say like that end of the island and that whole corner is unused, so we're actually gaining space, usable space, functional space for our family. So I'm really excited about that, and that's one thing I haven't shared. We're thinking even in the butler pantry, the hallway is going to go through. We already have windows on one side, and we'll have windows into the butler pantry. We're thinking we're probably going to build our own windows. It's more affordable, and we have more freedom of what we want to do, so I'll take you along that journey. But we're not sure if we're going to find like historic windows and use those, also cheaper, or build our own. So I'll keep you posted. In the kitchen right now, and the kitchen looks out onto this living room area, which I'm going to call the sunroom because with all the windows it just is a sunroom. But actually it used to be an atrium or a greenhouse type room, so that's pretty interesting. So here is the kitchen, and of course my Target cherry Coke. And again, this is before we do any work. So the island, and you can see all this tile, which we will be taking out. And then when you look over here, there is the stone, and then room for like a little breakfast nook kind of area. One thing that always bugged me was this right here, and it's a support beam, so we couldn't do anything really about it. We could have gotten a metal one and made it more flat and flush, but anyways, it always visually separated the room, and now we will just have windows, a little pony wall, but you see how like all of that space back there, we've tried many things, but it's always unused, and this part was unused as well because honestly, as a little family of 3, we had another little breakfast nook over here, or we all ate at the island with Jose's step stool and then us right here. So we've just learned that we function differently.
Sugar.
It's kinda wild and free. Oh, for love knows where my rosemary goes, and nobody knows like me. She talks kinda lazy, and people say she's crazy, and her life's a
So here's another look at the vent area that they're putting in today. The stove requires a special vent and pipe. So that there's a hole in our roof currently, and they are venting that. Tomorrow, the stove building should start happening in the stove cove. I'm still panicking that it won't fit. I will keep you posted and share that whole process with you tomorrow.